The amount I have to check myself so many times where I'm like, son of a bitch, this annoying ass ambulance. Meanwhile, they're like desperately trying to get to saving a life. And I'm just like, this is ruining my experience of House of the Dragon right now. Welcome back to What the Heck with Matt Bellassai, a podcast about what the heck is going on, what the heck is happening, and all the things that make me say what the heck. What a week that's starting off, coming off of a good weekend. I got my steps in early today. I think I said this in a previous episode, but I have challenged myself to walk a whopping 5,000 steps a day. And I've done it every day this year. And yeah, for most people, is that sort of like just what you do walking? It's like, is that what kind of a toddler gets? Yeah, for sure. Is that like kind of the bare minimum that is necessary to go about living a daily life? Sure. Should I be setting my goal a little bit higher? Absolutely. But I'm proud of myself. I've been hitting those steps every single day. Listen, as someone who has worked for myself and worked from home since pre-COVID era, those steps are not coming naturally. I've been getting glued to that couch, but good, okay? And so I'm not kidding. I sometimes will text the group chat and be like, look how many steps I have today. It'll be like 4 p.m. I've taken 250 steps. And that's not great. So I did get one of these apps. This app, I'll give them free PR. It's called Streaks. It's an app where it's like you can set up any habit or anything that you want to track, and then every day you press the little guy and it goes whoop, and you feel it in your hand. And I love a good haptic response. Give me a little jiggle. Give me a little vibration in your app so I can feel my accomplishment. Right now I have 4 habits that are linked, and I have them on my home screen. And yeah, are they all horrifically embarrassing to admit aloud?
I think one of them is like truly brilliant.
These are my 4 ones. And when you complete it, you could just kind of go whoop like that. But I have to uncheck it because I didn't do that.
God, that was brushing your teeth.
Okay, yes, the 4 tasks that I've set for myself daily, and this was something that I did at the beginning of the year. These were my New Year's resolutions, essentially, that I'm keeping track of through Q3. Is 1, walk 5,000 steps a day. 2, just wash my face. So if I go a day without, because sometimes you're not showering every day. I think as long as you're not being like, if you're doing gross stuff all day, then yeah, you better fucking shower at least once a day. But if you're like, if it's a 250 step day that you're taking, I don't know if that's better or worse, just sitting in your own filth, or if it's better to have actually done more stuff and sweated it out. Point is, sometimes you don't shower, but I want to make sure I'm at least like scrubbing my face before bed every night. One of them, unfortunately, brushing my teeth. That is a task that I'm keeping track of because I was getting into a habit, and we know this because I have apparently 70 cavities. Apparently I have a cavity in every tooth. I was kind of getting into the habit of like, I would go to bed and not brush my teeth, and or be like, I'll brush them in the morning instead of brushing them before bed. So brush my teeth, wash my face, walk 5,000 steps. And the last one, which is a great one.
I'm truly impressed by it.
Is I have to make sure that my sink is empty every night. There's nothing worse than waking up in the morning and like seeing a sink full of dishes. You wake up in the morning, you see a sink full of dishes. It's like, you might as well just burn the whole house down. Throw the whole house away. It's related to, and I don't know if this is rooted in racism, probably. There was I don't know if it was Rudy Giuliani, or maybe it was Ronald Reagan. There's no good way of getting into this, and I've chosen the worst possible way every time. It's like the broken window theory or something about neighborhoods, where it's like, if one house has like a broken window, there's more likely to be like higher crime and stuff like that, because it's like there's just all it takes is the one thing that people see, and then it's like your behavior, everybody suddenly just goes out the window. But it does kind of sound like it's racist. It's like it seems like a way to police communities that just leads to chaos. But the not racist version is the dirty dish in the sink theory, which Matt Bellassai created, which is that if I wake up and there's one dish in the sink, I'm not doing anything that day because my life has descended into absolute chaos and destruction. So going to bed every night with a clean sink. And there have been nights where I get into my bed, I look at the streak thing and I'm like, oh, right, I didn't empty the sink. And I get out of bed and go, it's mostly just putting like a mug into the dishwasher. But yeah, I'm better than everybody. So, and sometimes like the app will be like, oh, you're walking 5,000 steps every day. It sometimes will pop up and be like, you're doing such a great job. Would you like to raise this thing up to 5,500 steps? And I'm like, no. Do not try to make me bad. I have to choose it myself. Okay. I don't like, that's why, do I have the setting on my phone every day of like the time limit that I'm supposed to set on apps? Of course. Am I clicking ignore every single day? Every day of my life? Yes. But it's such a great, whenever I get my steps in early, it's like, great, I've accomplished everything that I need to do today. That is part of the problem. And they're always changing the literature on this. Because it used to be you walk 10,000 steps a day and you're the healthiest person alive. Then it turns out some guy in Japan just made that number up to sell shoes. Not even joking. It was like literally part of a marketing strategy that somehow went global and convinced people that walking 10,000 steps a day is like the benchmark to a healthy life. Now they're saying you have to do squats every 45 minutes. They're saying, oh, instead of 10,000 steps a day, it's actually healthier if every 45 minutes you do 10 body squats. Hey, absolutely not. What do you mean every 45 minutes? That's too frequently. For how many hours? Like how many hours a day? You want me doing squats? I'll barely be able to get my pants on with how fat my ass will be. Should I do that challenge? I will only be taking 250 steps a day, but I will have the fattest ass alive because I will be doing 10 body squats every 45 minutes.
I can't wait until we hit the 45-minute mark on this episode.
Oh my God.
That's the thing. It's like, that's not conducive to a life the way that Americans have scheduled it. Yeah, there's this guy on TikTok who's Glutemaxxing and he's posting. I don't know if it's I feel like he's pranking us. You can't trust anything. But he posted like day 1 and then day 20 and his ass is fatter. So I don't know. But he's doing like Bulgarian split squats every day. And I won't be doing that. I can barely do that to begin with. Bulgarian split squats are hard. But it's supposed to give you big fat juicy ass. So how are you supposed to argue with that sort of result? Anyway, moving on to what is happening this week. This week is also a good week because it happens to be a week that scientists are saying coffee is actually good for you. Yeah. Love that. It's sort of a, now he loves me, now he won't sort of situation when it comes to scientists and coffee. Right. Every week, scientists are like, actually, coffee is killing you. And if you have one more sip of it, you might as well be putting a gun in your mouth. And then the next week, they're saying, actually, it's a miracle youth drug and it's going to make you live forever. And this week is a coffee will make you live forever week, which we love. There was this new study about how up to 5 cups of coffee a day may lower your risk of heart disease. Here's the thing. Why the fuck are we still studying coffee? We have every argument has been made about coffee. There's no reason we need to still be studying coffee. If all of the scientists who are focused on studying whether coffee is good for you or not tried to cure cancer, we'd have that shit wrapped up within 2 weeks. But somehow every week scientists are conducting some new goddamn study about whether caffeine is killing you or not. Who cares? I don't care anymore, okay? We're still drinking it. We're too far into coffee culture to never not be doing that. It's pissing me the fuck off. Obviously, I'm saying all of this because I drink more coffee than any human alive. I today have had a large iced cold brew and also an entire pot of drip coffee.
It's 2:30 in the afternoon. By the way.
It's 2:30.
And then I'm like, why is my sleep so fucked up? Because I'm actively like plowing my brain with stimulants. That's why I'm like, I kind of think if I did cocaine, it would not work on me. Because I'm doing a level of caffeine that even cocaine addicts are kind of not even coming close to. Oh yeah, they warn that your daily brewing method drastically impacts the health benefits. So, the heart healthy links apply strictly to coffee filtered or instant coffee. Yeah. Unfiltered options, including a French press, espresso, or Turkish coffee, retain this compound that can raise your cholesterol, your bad cholesterol. So, but I'm like, that's not true. Not to kind of question all of the scientists. Like, Europeans are just constantly drinking espresso. Like, that's all they have is espresso. They're not doing drip coffee or instant. If you gave a European person an instant coffee, they would stab you with a knife or whatever a European knife is, like a saber or something.
Sure.
If you ever tried to order coffee in Europe as an American, whoo boy, they're gonna absolutely devastate you. And yeah, I'm looking directly at Barry. Producer Barry tried to order coffee in Italy. They straight up laughed on her face because she asked for oat milk in Italy, of all places. And first of all, what was crazy was that they had it.
Yes.
They had the goods. And so it's like, clearly people ask for this. But they literally pointed to like another customer who was just an Italian citizen, and they were kind of like, this bitch. They like fully just laughed in her face for ordering oat milk. And did I join in? Yeah. Because why are you doing that, especially in Italy? But yeah, I mean, if you try to order, I remember the first time I went to Europe and I ordered a coffee, and they were like, "What are you talking about?" And it's like, you know fucking what I'm talking about, actually. And that's the problem, is it's like, you know, if I'm ordering a coffee, you know what I mean, okay? And you know why I know you know? Because it was in the airport. It was in the airport, and I was like, you have dealt with people like me before. And I'm being so nice to you. You know, if I just say I want a black coffee, you make me a goddamn Americano, and you know goddamn well that that's what I mean. And that's why it's called that, I bet. Next! I just read that article in The Atlantic about how nobody is reading anymore, and that sort of pissed me off. I don't know if everybody saw that. There was this big article that a lot of people online were sharing, at least in my corner of the internet, that was about how the age of reading is over. And basically it was like, the average person is confronted with more words now than ever before because we have texts and emails and captions, and like you're seeing more words on a daily basis than someone 100 years ago was seeing. But we also like are not really reading long form stuff as much anymore. And like there are all these studies about how like kids these days can barely read like a full book, and how it's kind of going to lead to the destruction of all of us. Woohoo! But maybe not. I mean, it wasn't really like that. It was more just like, here's a thing that is happening, which is, a lot of schools now are just like, they're not assigning full books anymore. And like a lot of people who are entering college have to like basically learn how to read longer stuff in college because they weren't really learning it before. I mean, there was also that thing about how like everybody on Love Island was low-key a fucking idiot, which is not surprising, but also they were using words in ways that no human being has ever used words before, like epitome and compromise. instead of epitome and compromise. I don't necessarily think that the people on Love Island should be kind of the barometer for who's intelligent in our society. We're not picking the people on Love Island for their intelligence. Pretty famously, that's not the criteria. And I don't think that they are also a good sort of cross-section of the rest of society. They're not a good sample of the rest of the world. I do think people have been talking for a long time about how like media literacy is dead. Nobody knows how to like understand what they're watching even. And I feel like now people are finally connecting that to like, this is what English class was for. This is like people are like, oh, you have to teach media literacy in school. And it's like, that's what English was. Nothing about it was necessarily new. It's just like, yeah, nobody has an attention span anymore. And it's like, okay, we knew that actually. We don't need the nerds telling us that our attention spans are shot. I know that already. I'm ruining it every day. I need someone to physically take my phone away to get me to stop watching police cam body footage on TikTok. In a way that is woke, I will say. I'm shaking my head the whole time. I'm going, no, this is not good. I like watching like Karens kind of get their comeuppance. If it's like, oh, a privileged person who thinks that they're going to be able to. But then the other thing is like, I don't like the police state. Unfortunately, ACAB includes the people who are kind of putting the Karens on the ground. It's tough. It's tough. And also I'm watching them in like 10 parts. It's like 10 parts taken from a TikTok account that is clearly like scrubbing videos from the Philippines. There's just like data centers that they're just kind of like content farms. The one theme that I'm sort of like darkly fascinated by is this group of people called sovereign citizens. Do you know about this? There's this contingent of people called sovereign citizens who are like, their philosophy is, I never agreed to be part of society. I was born into the United States, but I like never agreed to be here. Therefore, I really shouldn't have to follow the rules. I am my own person, and therefore I am my own sort of sovereign state. So a lot of it is people getting pulled over because it's their like license, their tags are expired and they didn't renew it because they don't believe in having to do that. And then the police are like, the police will be like, hey, you have to give me your license and insurance. And they'll be like, I'm traveling, AKA I'm like visiting, I guess. They use all of these type of like things that they think are going to kind of magically get them out of the legal system. And I'm like darkly fascinated by these people who think that they're going to like kind of their way out of any type of consequences for stuff. It's so ridiculous, but I love it. And I watch all of it. It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's my other favorite, more lighthearted genres of TikToks. People add unnecessary saxophone solos into songs. I love when that happens. I love the sort of like off-brand Mario Kart in real life racetracks that are in countries that clearly do not have any type of like legal system. By that I mean like there's these videos of people who are in like real life go-karts. I don't think they have engines on them. It's mostly like downhill, but it's like this winding track and it's people who are going 90 miles an hour down like the side of a mountain doing all of these twisty things. It's kind of like, it's like an amusement park sort of situation. But it's clearly in a country that like does not have a system where you can just sue. Like the way that all the comments are people being like, I would sue. And that is like the quintessentially American response to anything is sue them. I mean, if you go under the comments of anything that is like could be litigious, there's an American in the comments being like, sue them. I would sue them. Take them to court. But in a country where that like doesn't exist, you can just have people going 90 miles an hour on your makeshift go-kart course. And I kind of love that. I'm sure it's claimed many lives. But in the meantime, I love watching that. And then I've been getting a lot of Odyssey content. A lot of people sympathizing with the Cyclops.
Yeah.
Which is true. He was minding his own damn business. All that Cyclops was doing was tending to his sheep, and then fucking Odysseus comes in, stabs him right in the eyeball. A lot of people are upset. A lot of classicists are upset because it kind of took away one of the most famous exchanges in the Odyssey. Odysseus, because his whole thing is that he's clever. Remember when I said I wouldn't talk about the Odyssey, and now I'm doing it? Odysseus is like very clever, very witty. That's his whole thing. And he pokes, part of his plot to get out of the cave is that he blinds the Cyclops. They stab him in the eye. And then when the Cyclops fully speaks, by the way, fully speaks English or whatever language Odysseus was speaking. They understood one another. Not like in the movie where it was like, rah! The Cyclops is like, what is your name? And Odysseus tells him his name is Nobody or No Man, which it's more of like a pun in Greek, because I guess the word for nobody sounds like Odysseus. But he tells him his name is Nobody, and then they stab his eye out, and he starts screaming and crying for help. All of his Cyclops friends come to the cave door, and they're like, what's wrong? And the Cyclops is like, nobody stabbed me. And Odysseus is like, huh? Gotcha, pun. I guess Christopher Nolan said he tried to make that exchange work and he just couldn't find a way to make it work. And part of it is because it doesn't really, it works better in Greek, I guess. Not that I don't fucking understand it. I don't know how I started. Oh, because that's a lot of the content that I'm seeing on TikTok. Next, there's this guy. Let me just read this headline. Massachusetts mime accused of terrorizing women after allegedly stripping down, coating himself in cooking oil. I don't even know where to start with this one. The first line of the story, not all mimes stay silent.
Oh.
One is now accused of terrorizing women.
Yeah, it kind of makes it sound like the mime was the victim who's not staying silent.
Yeah, mime speaks out.
Yeah.
This man, unfortunately, his body is tea, as they would say. Unfortunately, yeah, the cooking oil is looking pretty good on him. But also terrifying, gentleman, because he still has like white face mime makeup on, but the rest of him, it's so scary. I scrolled. I forgot that picture existed, and I almost can't even look at it. One of the scariest photos I've literally ever seen in my life. No, this is the mime. That's the mime. It looks like when people do that filter where it's like it puts their eyes and mouth on like a hard-boiled egg. Anyway, super scary. Apparently everybody knows him as like the creepy mime. Like several women have reported him as the creepy mime that like strips down and covers himself. And I don't know. I would like to know what oil he's using because it does look pretty kind of compelling use of oil. Anyway. All right, next we got a call to the What the Heck hotline, which is, of course, the number that any of you can call to leave your What the Heck of the week, the thing that's making you say what the heck, 407-WTH-MATT. Let's hear this week's caller.
What the heck? Why are all the bugs in my home? It's like, okay, this happens every summer. It's like they all look in my windows and they're like, hey, that looks nice in there. Mm-hmm. Don't mind if I do. And I don't understand because the bugs have olive outside. Why do they need to be in here with me? I'm killing like a bug a day in my apartment. And that's too many. I shouldn't be having to kill a bug a day in here. I don't understand why they don't go outside. And you know what? While I'm at it,
I think it's one bug a day.
Also, screw anyone who says that you shouldn't kill bugs in your home because they're scared of you or whatever. Like, I'm sorry, you will never catch me taking the time to, like, trap a bug in a cup and lovingly carry it outside and release it into the wild. No, sorry. It's murder on site. Like,
Yeah.
there is no jury of its peers. There is no due process. Like, it's just dead. I'm sorry to PETA. I'm sorry to whoever, but, like,
No, agreed.
I can't take it. I don't understand why they don't just stay outside in the summer. So, yeah, what the heck? Thanks for letting me rant. Bye.
I really do agree. I do love that. I want to know what kind of bugs these are, because I'm like, a bug a day doesn't actually sound that bad to me. But it depends on the bug.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you're seeing like full-blown spiders every single day, you might have a problem.
Yeah.
There might be something deeper going on there that you need to consult a professional about.
Yeah, no, I mean, we just like fully have a cockroach infestation right now.
Yeah, that's something I keep to myself,
Yeah.
personally. No, I do think, especially in New York, I think cockroaches in New York are like ants. It's like, if people who have like ants in their house, it's not like a character failure. It's like, there's bugs where the world has bugs. In pop culture, people with cockroaches are like scum of the earth.
Right.
But it's like, actually, no, it happens to the best of us sometimes. It's sort of like life. It's sort of like lice is what I was going to say.
Oh. You had like a deep spiritual epiphany. It's kind of like life, actually.
No, I was trying to say it's kind of like lice, where it's like, I think we associate lice with like, you're disgusting sicko barfo, but actually it's like lice are enticed by beautiful, luscious, clean hair. I remember when I don't think we ever actually had lice, but there was one moment, which is even worse, actually, because I was like, no, actually, we had a different kind of bug in our hair. And I think it's better to just say I had lice. But I remember, because every year we would go to Michigan on vacation, one of the most Midwestern things I've ever said. We went to this a lake house every summer, and yeah, the water was like water that as an adult I would not get in. I as an adult, I'm like, I cannot believe we got in that water. You can't see one. If your hand goes more than a foot underwater, you can't see shit. I stepped on a full-blown shard of glass before, and we would still get in the water every day. And there were snakes and shit in there. Like, absolutely not. But we got back one year, and my mom was giving me a haircut. And she was like, wait a second, there's some extra stuff here. And my dad immediately jumped up, ran to the store to get the harshest chemicals that they could douse in my head. But I'm like, I don't think it was actually lice, which is so weird. It like did not look like lice. It was just a different bug altogether. I don't really know why I went down that track. Killing bugs. I firmly agree with not showing mercy. I don't believe in bug amnesty. It's stand your ground when it comes to bugs in my house. I'm going full blown Florida Republican when it comes to bugs in my house. I have windows in my apartment that don't really open that far, because I live on a higher floor and they think I'm gonna jump. But I also, it doesn't have screens, and I'm like, I hate that, because I don't want to be opening my windows. I'm kind of afraid of opening my windows. A, because there's no screens, and B, because I'm like, the air outside is toxic. I should. But also, it's like, that's kind of the air that's coming through the air conditioner, ultimately. But I'm like, also, isn't there a filter in there? But also, like, is the filter moldy? So there's just so many things to think about. But sometimes I'm like, I don't want to open my window because then shit gets in. Right. Bugs get in and stuff. And I don't want to be like this woman going crazy because I have to kill a bug every day. No, but I am like, depends on the bug. It really depends on the bug. If it's like a little tiny ant or something, then chill out. If you're seeing like centipedes every day, something is going on. I don't like the one kind of centipede that's like really fast. I don't fuck with spiders. I am pretty arachnophobic. That's one of my biggest fears. I can't even think about it. No. Yeah, like one of my biggest irrational fears, if that's not entirely irrational, is seeing like a black widow spider or the brown recluse. No, thank you. I remember seeing a really hairy spider in my dorm room in college, and it really, really upset me because I was like, how did that get in here? I don't like that at all. I don't like when the zoo has a spider in it.
Right.
It's like a little thing that's like, here, look at the spider. No, actually. That one should be outside, far away, or kill it. And I don't like, not to just keep going on this point, I don't like when people are like, oh, actually the spider is good for the culture or whatever. Oh, it's good for the ecosystem. Well, it should have thought about that before it came into my house. I don't care what else it's killing, but maybe that's what she needs. Is kind of like, you know how people get a cat to deal with a mice problem. Maybe you need to get some type of predatory bug that will take care of all of the other bugs for you. But I don't even believe that because that's disgusting. All right, then we have a follow-up to a previous call-in, I'm told.
Hello, I have a very important, it's not that important, comment to make regarding the loud sneezing, and that is that my father-in-law is the loudest sneezer I've ever heard, to the point where, like, I actually think he's screaming when he sneezes, and he practices a lot of patience in his life. I won't go into details and spill all the family drama, but he is a classic boomer man who also needs to practice patience. And I think he needs an outlet, and that's why he sneezes so loud. I think that's the time he feels most free. And the sneezing is so bad that he caused a phobia in their dog to the point now where if that dog hears anybody sneeze at all, then she runs and hides. So I just needed to say that. Unfortunately, I fear that my husband, who is also now a father, has begun to sneeze in this way as well.
Oh,
and
no.
I am not happy about it. And I worry about how much worse it could get. So, yeah. No to the loud sneezing. Do not scream when you sneeze. Thank you very much.
Oh, let him have his outlet. He needs it. I think one of the funniest ways I've ever heard someone call their mother-in-law a huge bitch, actually, was between the lines of that phone call. What I was hearing was that your mother-in-law is a huge bitch. My father-in-law practices a lot of patience. I won't go into details. You've said enough, actually. It sounds like he desperately needs that sneeze. Yeah, no, I will agree and reiterate that one thing about the loud sneeze is that it's never about the sneeze. It's about you're releasing demons. And clearly your father-in-law has them, and soon your husband will too. I can imagine that being so scary, though, is seeing your partner. It's like seeing your partner's parents and then realizing like, uh-oh, that is the future. All right, let's move on to my what the hecks of the week. All the stuff that's making me say what the heck. First, why the heck is everybody wearing big shorts now? That's something that I would like to know, actually. When did shorts get so big all of a sudden? Do we hear that?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're doing sirens in ways that they should not be doing sirens. I'm like, that you're not even fully committed to the siren at that point. You're just committed to pissing me off. One of the craziest things about living in New York City is knowing that, like, if anything severe were to happen requiring an emergency, so many people would be pissed off at the ambulance desperately trying to get to my failing body. And like the amount I have to check myself so many times where I'm like, son of a bitch, this annoying ass ambulance. Meanwhile, they're like desperately trying to get to saving a life. And I'm just like, this is ruining my experience of House of the Dragon right now. By the way, had to fully restart that show. Do you think I remember shit? Why are we doing so much? We're doing too many months in between shows now, all to release 10 episodes of something that I don't remember shit about. And so now I have to go back and watch 20 hours of television just to remember all of the fucking interrelationships of your incest dragon show. We need to be doing a better job of helping me remember. Anyway, shorts are too big. Everyone's shorts are so big now, and I remember that image of Kevin, what's his name? Kevin Smith?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith big jorts was a huge meme back in the day. Look up Kevin Smith huge jorts. They were some of the biggest jorts you've ever seen in your life. Kevin Smith, that one guy who makes movies.
Bob,
Silent Bob and whatever. He was pumping gas and the paparazzi got him in the biggest pair of jorts that you've ever seen. And now that's just kind of the norm. I need to pull up Kevin Smith big jorts just to get the visual. Yeah, these don't even look that crazy now. Okay, no, they still look crazy. They still look crazy. It's the biggest pair of shorts I've ever seen. They're so big, but also like this is what all of Gen Z dresses like now. This is the gayest a person could look actually in 2026. This is what gay people are going to the club in. Exactly what Kevin Smith big jorts. This was a meme for 10 years and now it's just normal. I'm committed to wearing the tiniest shorts imaginable. I'm committed to wearing shorts that are borderline uncomfortable for everybody. Because yeah, why am I wearing a spacious jort to look like I won't hit the ground if I jump off a building because my pants will turn into individual parachutes. Also, I am envious of people who can go on vacation and just kind of pack like 40 outfits. Like the people on Love Island, I'm sort of envious of because they can fit 60 days of outfits into a single suitcase because they're all just basically a string. And that's always what I'm trying to go for with my tiny shorts is I want to be able to fit the most amount of outfits in the smallest amount of space. You can't do that with big jorts. But everyone, it's sort of like, I mean, other people have talked about this before, but straight people and gay people have kind of switched fashion in the last 5 years. It's like now straight guys are wearing short shorts and gay guys are wearing camo and like Carhartt. Gay people should not be wearing Carhartt. Make gay people gay again is what I say. I was trying to do the acronym in my head. MAGAGA.
So stupid.
Next, I got real sad today because I went to the store. I went to a certain big box store that will not be named because I should not be shopping there. And I saw all of the back to school stuff laid out and I got sad because I was like, we need to have back to school shopping for me personally. I want to have back to school shop. Adults should be able to partake in back to school shopping. I will forever be chasing the high of that. Open up that fresh JanSport. Ooh, getting that crisp, fresh zipper that hasn't been worn out by 200 days of me yanking it open and stuffing it full of 10 textbooks. I was that kid. I was that kid walking around with a book bag that was this far off of my back because it was loaded up with like 10 15-pound books. But yeah, the getting that school supply list at the beginning of the year and you have to go to the store and check them all off. Beautiful stuff that I just cannot replicate anymore. It kind of ruins when you can just go to the store and buy a fresh pack of Sharpies anytime you want. It sort of ruins the glory of getting that fresh pack every August. I also think it's too early for back to school stuff to be set up already. I don't know if the stores are just kind of like, well, what are we going to do? We're not celebrating anything. They should be doing an aisle for my birthday, actually. Yeah. Anyway, next, there are too many buttons in the car now. I think car manufacturers really hit the jackpot when they invented the button that makes the window go down. People of a certain age remember you had to crank. You had to crank that shit. You wanted to roll down your window at the drive-thru, you need to go. Then they invented button, and button just took your window straight down. They took that concept and started applying it to things that should not see a button. Why is there a button for literally everything in the vehicle? The Uber that I took the other day, the Uber driver had printed out a photograph of himself holding the handle and opening the door to explain how to get out of his car. And I was like, I love the fact that this man is so fucking fed up with everybody who doesn't know how to get out of his car that he had a photo. I took a picture of it. I'll put it up on the TV. This man was so fed up about having to explain. There was an image not just on the seat in front of me, but also on the door handle. He was like, I want you to think about how you're going to get out of this car throughout the duration of this ride so that when the time comes, you will know exactly how it works. And he was right for that, because I would not have been able to figure it out on my own. And it wasn't a Tesla, because Teslas, I don't know what they're doing there. It's one of the least intuitive door handles I've ever seen. All for the sake of having a flush, flat car thing. Unnecessary. Yeah, does it protect you from maybe having a little spider behind there? Sure. That's a huge fear of mine, is that I'm going to grab the door handle and it would have a bug behind it. It's a fear I've thought about before. Another fear that I was thinking before, and then I got off topic. Do you ever think about like whether you can, whether there is like a trail of evidence for where you've been in the last 24 hours?
Oh, absolutely every day of my life. Yeah.
Like I do this thought experiment all the time where I'm like, could I account for my whereabouts the last 24 hours so that if I am accused of a vicious, violent crime of an SVU nature, then could I defend myself by saying, no, I am innocent. This is where I've been.
Yeah, here are the time codes of these cameras.
Right.
The places I was in.
I would say I would have an easy job of it because I'm almost always in my apartment, and like I'm almost positive my building has cameras at the entrance. So I'm like, you would be able to see me coming and going. But yeah, I don't know. That is, obviously huge fear is being implicated in some type of crime or being accused of a crime that I did not commit. But yeah, there are too many car buttons. There are far too many car buttons now. And I'm just like, bring back having to crank shit with your hand. I'm good at that. We know this. Next! Stores that are just blasting music for no good reason. We need to be calming down with that. Okay, I know that physical stores are already suffering enough. Why are we trying to scare people away by literally having bass thumping music blaring out of your store speakers when I'm just trying to find a pair of shorts at 11 a.m.? They used to assault the fuck out of you. You would walk through the mall. My God. Walking through a mall, you wonder why malls are all closed now in a post-apocalyptic, because you would walk through a mall, sensory nightmare. They were blasting you in the face with perfume. They had men with their full-blown nieners outside of Hollister. Then you walk into some, it's like the Rainforest Cafe inside because it's pitch black and there's like lightning and thunder and thumping bass music. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate that some stores are trying to deliver on sort of a multi-sensory experience, but sometimes you're doing too much in these stores. And I'm like, I do not want to feel like I'm under attack because I need some basic t-shirts and socks. And finally, my what the hey for the week, the thing that's making me say, hey. Someone DM'd me and they were like, it's not too late to change it. They suggested heck yes. Your heck yes. I was like, I guess. It's not quite the parallel because I'm not doing heck no's. I'm doing what the heck's. What the hey, still the winner, I think. Anyway, my what the hey this week is brunch lasagna.
Whoa.
Hear me out.
Yes.
Having a big fat slice of lasagna for brunch. And yeah, you're probably thinking, oh, interesting. It's like a lasagna that has maybe eggs in it or something, or like breakfast food? No, I'm talking about heavy bechamel, bolognese, big fat greasy slice of lasagna for brunch on a Sunday. Beautiful stuff. Did I do it this past weekend? Absolutely. And it was having a disgustingly gluttonous brunch and then going home and absolutely passing out.
Yeah.
Truly beautiful human experience. This is what being alive is all about. I think I'm trying to become more of a proponent of eating heavier in the beginning of the day. And then, I'm still finishing out eating pretty heavy at the end of the day. But I do think we need to be kind of front loading the day with more of the heavier items. So you're not going to bed with a big fat, rock of hearty lasagna in your stomach, which I did not do yesterday because I ate it at 11 a.m.
Even though then you did take a nap.
Yeah, no. We actually, after brunch, went for a fairly longer walk.
Nice.
Got my steps in after lunch, and then got back and passed out for a few hours. For sure. Was definitely one of those like fall asleep type of days and wake up and you don't know what day it is. You don't know what time of day it is. That was like, I called my mom the other day and it was like 8 at night, and she was like, hello, is it 8 in the morning or 8 at night? I was like, oh my God, are you alone? Is there someone there with you who can check on you? Anyway, having a big hearty slice of lasagna, and I finished that shit. I ate all of it. Nothing is, I'm this way, and I've been this way, is when I go to a restaurant, I'm finishing everything on the plate. And when you are when literally everybody else, especially when someone got the same thing as you, and you can see what their sort of normal relation with that food is. And then, but sometimes it pisses me off. Sometimes it pisses me off when you're at like a restaurant or something and someone is like, well, I can make 2 meals out of this. Shut the fuck up and eat all of it. Because I'm eating all of it in one go, and you're not going to humiliate me by trying to turn that into 2 meals when we're basically, you're not a child. If you're a fully blown legal adult, we're eating the same amount, and I'll force you to do it. Yeah, we went to brunch at this Italian restaurant, and it's truly kind of disorienting to have brunch at an Italian restaurant because it's like, do I get the pancakes or the lasagna? Which is not quite a choice that everybody is making at brunch. Ultimately, we did do the classic pancake for the table and individual brunch items, but it is kind of a mind fuck when you're doing pancake and hearty bolognese lasagna. Another reason I needed a 3-hour nap, because the pancakes were involved and a cocktail. Anyway, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, which you should be, make sure you comment, review, only if it's nice. I don't want to hear your shit. And yeah, make sure to comment and share on the clips that we post online. Call the What the Heck hotline. And that's it. See you next week. Bye. This has been an episode of What the Heck with Matt Bellassai. You can call and leave us a voicemail about what's making you say what the heck this week, and you might be featured on a future episode. Call us at 407-984-6288. That's 407-WTH-MATT. What the Heck with Matt Bellassai is produced by Same Boat Studios and Bellassai Productions. It's hosted by me, Matt Bellassai. Our executive producers are Gabrielle Lewis, Barry Finkel, and me, Matt Bellassai. Erica Glass is our senior producer. Our video editors are Matt Bellassai and Erica Glass. Production designed by Erica Glass, Matt Bellassai, and Barry Finkel.
Our theme music is courtesy of epidemicsound.com. Special thanks to Truffles Bellassai.